one of the classical mufassirin has likened the time to which has been allotted to us to a block of ice in the cellar of the hands of a cellar of ice. In the old days, centuries before refrigeration was invented, in cities where there was ice on mountains, people would climb the mountains and cut blocks of ice and bring them down to the cities to sell. So the block of ice in the cellar hands of the cellar of ice. Now he doesn't have any means of preventing the ice from melting. If he is negligent of what he's supposed to be doing with the ice will just melt away without bringing him any benefit. Only when he strives to do with the ice what he's supposed to be striving to do with it, that is to sell it, can he get any profit. So the time that we have been allotted is like that block of ice. As long as we are heedless of what we are supposed to be doing with this time, the time will fritter away without bringing us any benefit. Only when we strive to do with the time what we are supposed to be striving to do with it, that is to utilize it for obedience and submission to the Creator Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, only then can our allotted time bring us benefit. So we remind ourselves of this. Now, the beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have asked the companions, which of you is such that the wealth of his inheritor is dearer to him than his own wealth? And they said, radiallahu ta'ala anhu, none of us is such that the wealth of his inheritor is dearer to him than his own wealth. And then the beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam told them, his wealth is that which he has sent forth in advance. The acts of virtue that a person has done and sent forth in advance while he is still here, that is his wealth. The wealth of his inheritor is that which he leaves behind. The material things of this world that a person accumulates and has to leave behind when he goes, that is not his wealth. That is the wealth of his inheritor. His wealth is that which he has sent forth in advance. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has instructed us in the Holy Quran to set forth in advance the things that are of benefit for our own selves. So we remind ourselves of this. And we remind ourselves of the fact that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us that even among the believers, there will be those who will beg for an extension of time when the allotted time comes to an end. In Surah Al-Munafiqun, Surah number 63, at the end of this ayah before the last, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructs, وَأَنْفِقُوا مِمَّا رَزَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَ أَحْدَكُمُ الْمَوْتُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّ لَوْلَا أَخَرْتَنِي إِلَىٰ أَجْلٍ قَرِيبٍ وَأَصَدَّقَ وَأَكُنْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. And spend out of that which we have blessed you with before death comes to one of you, that is allotted time comes to an end. And then that person says, oh my Rabb, if you would but postpone my time of death for a little while, if you would but grant me respite for a little while, so that I may give sadaqah and I may become from among the righteous. But Allah says, وَلَا يُوَخِّرُ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not postpone the time of death for anyone when the time of death comes. There is no extension to the allotted time. This is something that we need to remind ourselves of. And for as long as we remain heedless of the fact that our allotted time is running out, and we need to be preparing ourselves and striving to accumulate the wealth that the beloved Messenger ﷺ spoke of, sending forth in advance the acts of virtue, then we may be among those who will need to beg for an extension of time, but there is no extension of time. So the beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reported to have said, be abundant in the remembrance of the destroyer of pleasures, that is death. Be abundant in the remembrance of death. So remind ourselves of this. Too often we are heedless of the fact that our death is approaching. The beloved Messenger said, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, be abundant in the remembrance of death. So let us strive to be abundant in the remembrance of death, and of course when we remember death, we remember the preparation that we have to make, and we remember that we have to be turning regularly to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, begging for forgiveness. Begging for forgiveness. He is the all-forgiving. It is we who do not beg for forgiveness, unfortunately. Let us strive to be abundant in begging for forgiveness. The beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who had no need to ask for forgiveness because he had no sins, is reported in different hadith to have asked for forgiveness 100 times every day, 80 times every day. He was abundant in begging for forgiveness when he had no need to ask for forgiveness. We who have great need for asking for forgiveness, let us strive to be abundant in begging for forgiveness from the Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So let us strive to be abundant in begging for forgiveness. Let us strive to accumulate that wealth that the beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam spoke of, acts of virtue set forth in advance while we are still here. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala number us among those who will not have the need to ask for an extension of time when the allotted time comes to an end, because they would have already been doing what they were supposed to have been doing in the allotted time. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide and bless us all, and may He reward the beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam on our behalf as he deserves to be rewarded. Allahumma salli wa sallim ala Sayyidina Moulana Muhammadin fi kulli lamhati wa nafas adada ma wasiyahu wa anhu. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.